Day after Christmas, we're gonna do our thing. Yeah, I'm hitting all the buttons today. hmm Just don't know if I'm doing it right, but we still gonna do it. We still gonna make it happen. Yeah. Yeah. Boom. All right. I'm hitting buttons. I think it's working. Here we go. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is John Guyton, and this is John Guyton Studios. What we're doing today is the same thing we do every weekday, which is motivation on demand. Here's how it works. If you're here, it's your first time here, welcome. If it's not your first time here, welcome back. All you got to do, jump in those comments. You can, it doesn't matter if you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Get in the comments. You can give me a word. You can give me what you're thinking about. And what I'll do is I'm going to take your words and I'm going to turn them into a motivational talk, like right now. No prep, 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, maybe more. And try to make it interesting. So, yeah, that's what that is. What I did forget is my damn glasses. I'm going to grab my glasses because otherwise I'm going to be squinting doing this, looking at the computer. So I'm going to grab my glasses. You jump in those comments. Give me a word, a phrase, something. And, we'll do what we do. And we'll do what we do. Hopefully everybody had a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And hopefully everything was good, folks getting together with family and whatnot. You know how it goes. Let me get these glasses on. That's what happens when you're doing all the things. Yeah, that's what happens when you're doing all the things, hitting all the buttons. Forget stuff like your glasses. But okay. Wow, we're just gonna go deep after Christmas. All right, we got ending family tensions. What else we got? What up, Vaca? What up? What up? What up, Brad? What up, David? What's going on? Yeah. All right. All right. So I think I'm looking at all the things. Oh. See, I clicked on the wrong thing. It's all good. Now I'm on it though. Sorry, LinkedIn. Pain. Okay. Ending family tensions and pain. All right. That's what we're going to do. Yeah. I started copying you, Vodka. He just did one of these, like the emoji. I started doing that. In fact, when I dropped a kid off at wrestling, this is what, I don't know why. This is what we do. It's like, yeah, go on and get that, man. Go on and put that work in. You know what I mean? It's time to grind. Anyway. When I was young, I don't even know exactly how old I was when I had this first memory, but my dad, he used to live in South Central LA. He used to live in a pretty rough spot, but he moved us out and got us into a new neighborhood. And he lost all his friends in the process. It wasn't that far, but his friends weren't going where he was going. So he kind of had to hit the reset button, moved us out of where we were and to a better neighborhood. And when you're the when you're the brokest people in an affluent neighborhood, it presents some challenges. But he used to work graveyard shift at I guess it would be called a steel mill. And I remember we had one car and we'd have to go we were in our jammies. My brother and I were in our jammies. We had to go pick him up after his shift and drop him off before his shift. And, so that was a memory, right? Kind of, in my jammies as a little kid, feeling, super sleepy, going to pick dad up and go to drop dad off and that type of thing, right? And that went on for a few years. And one day he came back and he had this wrap, a major wrap all over his finger. And of course, obviously, hey, what happened and all this? And what happened was he was doing his job, and it's a got a bunch of different machines and stuff. Well, something happened where, if you're squeamish, warning, but something happened where it basically just stripped everything off of one of his fingers, damn near to the bone. And he went to the hospital, and the hospital said, "Hey, we're gonna have to amputate your finger." Yeah, that's what they told my dad. They said, "We're gonna have to amputate your finger." Well, that was what they told my dad. My dad came home with all 10 digits still, all 10 fingers still. He still had them all. I was like, okay, well, doctor said you got to get rid of them. What's going on? He said, no, we came up with a new plan. And years later, now here's the story. So he didn't lose his finger. His finger did not get amputated. He nursed it back to health. And today he still got them all. So years later, we asked him, my brother and I were like, what happened? How did you, I thought you were supposed to lose your finger and all that. And he says, well, that's what they told me. They being the doctors. He says, that's what they told me. Well, so what did you say back? How did you just will your finger back, or what happened? He says, well, I started asking more questions, and they told me, I said, look, is it 100%? Is it 100% that I have to have this finger amputated? And they said, well, and they started kind of talking around. He said, no. Is it 100% guaranteed that I'm going to lose my finger? They said, no. He said, okay. What do I need you to keep it? And at first they didn't want to tell him. They said, well, you got to do these things and those things and these things. And he said, give me exactly what to do. So they literally said, well, you're going to have to keep it super sterile. You're going to have to change the dressing every day. You're going to have to do this, and this. And then maybe this happens. And they gave this whole long, arduous road back from this finger that was stripped down damn near to the bone, saying this is what's going to have to happen in order for this to be the case. We've got to do this. And my dad's taking notes. And he says, look, I understand that you want to keep it. I understand that you don't want to, nobody wants to have a finger amputated, but it's much better than the alternative. And he explained all the risks. My dad said, I appreciate you telling me the risks, but I'm keeping my finger. I said, okay. They said, sir, but let me explain to you how this works. And they started talking about all the things that could go wrong and everything. And he said, before you, okay, we got another word here too. Before you do this, I want you to know the odds, right? I want you to know the odds of this working. And I forget the percentage, but it was really low, under 20%. And my dad said, well, thanks. I've got all that I need now. So what he did was he took the information that he got from the doctors and he followed it to a T, like it was his job. He followed it to a T. He did all the things that he needed to do, and he didn't lose his finger. He got to keep it. The message is in why he got to keep it. Well, he just basically said, damn the odds. The odds were that he was going to lose his finger. He said, damn the odds. Damn the odds. What do you think the odds of Pinterest doing what it did? What do you think the odds of some of these large companies creating the things that they, what do you think the odds are of you meeting the perfect person and creating a family the way that you want? What do you think the odds are of a certain athlete making a specific kick at a specific time or a specific throw and a catch combination? I mean, there's so many things that don't have great odds. But if they're important enough to you, you do them anyways. In order to do them, though, you can't just say, look, this is important to me. You have to back up what you think is important to you, or what you say is important to you. You have to back up what you say is important to you with your actions. It's the things you do. You are the sum total of your habits. It's the things you do that matter. All the things that you do, the things you decide to make a priority. All the things that the doctors told my dad to do, he made a priority. He didn't treat these things like suggestions. He didn't make an agreement to, well, I'll do it tomorrow. No. It's due today. This is not the Hamburglar. You can't say, I'll do the rehab tomorrow, or I'll do the dressing, I'll change the dressing tomorrow, and then I'll just relax today. No. You've got to do it now. You've got no choice. Well, you always have a choice. But if you want the thing you say you want, If you want the thing you say you want, you don't have time to say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. It's right now. It's today. I was in college. I'm a senior in college. And it was me, it was Joel Klatt, and it was Clint Sipniewski. We were going to meet this kid, and he was in hospice. And Quinn starts to get emotional, and the dad says, you can't go in like that, get yourself together. And we were playing that week, and the kid just wanted to meet some buffs. He was a University of Colorado fan, and we're talking to him about all sorts of things. And this is a kid who knows that tomorrow is not promised. He's in hospice. He knows that it's about to his life is about to end soon. And so it was one of those things where he said, look, I want you guys to go out there and I want you guys to win this game. You don't get to dictate the order I say it in. So he said, look, I want you to go out there and win the game. And once you do that, I'm ready to go. This kid was 12 years old. 12 years old. But he understood the importance of now. He understood the importance of doing what you need to do today. He asked all the questions he wanted to ask. He said all the things he wanted to say. He didn't hold back because he knew he was not going to get another chance. Now, what about you? What are you acting like you got another chance for? Yeah, don't. Here's the thing. Look, what you don't know is how much more time you got, right? We don't know how much more time we have. We don't know. That's one thing we don't know. We don't have a lot of time, but the question is, what do you do with the time you've got? Do you grimace at the thought of putting the work in? Do you shudder at the idea of doing a lot of work, doing all this work and then it not happening? I mean, things change all the time. They change all the time. Situations change, precedent changed. What's normal all of a sudden isn't normal. What you thought was one way, all of a sudden is another way. Or the person that you thought was a certain way is not the certain way. It all changes. But what needs to be consistent is you saying, look, I'm going to do what I need to do to take care of what I need to take care of. I mean, there's a lot of examples of this in our life. You thought something was one way and then boom, one day it all changes. 15 years ago, if you'd asked what you thought about Bill Cosby, what would you say? What words would come to mind? You'd say role model, father figure, all of these types of things. And now, you may say different things based on what you know. Things change. Things change. Like the list of words I'm supposed to say change. It used to be, the hello pudding pop. Now we talking about gin pop. We went from hello pudding pop to gin pop. Things change. That is one thing that we all know is going to happen, that things are going to change. You've got people out there, right, that are confusing conversation with action. What are we really talking about? What are we really talking about? Trans bathroom debate. Political discussions. Who should be the next president? The environment. You got a lot of folks talking about all sorts of things. And I'm not saying those things aren't important to talk about. Should these sports be able to be played by these folks and all? I mean, there's a lot of things being discussed at the moment. And I'm not saying those things don't need to be discussed, but I'm saying You're thinking way down the line and you're thinking about these big picture things and neglecting the things that you can control. Why? Why neglect the things that you can control, the small things that you can control? That's not the exciting stuff all the time. It's not the big ticket items, but it's damn sure important. It's damn sure important. You've got to make a choice, even when you don't feel like it, even when the odds are not in your favor. If it's important enough to you, you got to make a choice. If you don't make a choice, the choice is going to be made for you. If you don't take action, well, somebody's taking action. If you push off what you could do today, tomorrow, don't be upset when the time comes and you're not ready. Don't be upset when you don't get what you want. Don't be upset when you don't make it. I told a group of entrepreneurs a while ago, they were talking about discrimination with investors and whatnot. And I said, hold on, you have to be good enough for discrimination. I'll tell that story in full another day, but you have to be good enough for discrimination. What that means is take care of all the things that you can take care of so that when you go to get the thing that you want to go get, or when you go to achieve the goal that you want to achieve, whatever that might be, all the other things that you possibly could have done, you've done. You've done the work. You've put in, you know that you've done the work. It's like if you go to a wrestling tournament or if you go to a football game or a basketball game and somebody's disappointed at their performance. Oh, I didn't do as good as I thought I should do. I didn't make it, or we didn't win the game, or I lost the match. What I say is don't be upset today. Be upset 14 days ago when you weren't in the gym. Be upset 9 days ago when you didn't eat the way you should have ate. Be upset 6 days ago when you could have been doing recovery and instead you wanted to watch TV. Be upset 3 days ago when you didn't get enough sleep. Be upset 2 days ago when you could have been studying your opponent, but you decided to play video games instead. Be upset a day ago when you could have been putting the last minute touches on your game. You could have been getting yourself prepared, but you chose not to. You didn't do all the things. But you want to, but you say still want the thing. You know what I'm saying? You still want the goal. It doesn't work that way. So when you say you want it, do you really want it? It's like if my dad, back when he had that accident, back at the steel mill, when they told him he was going to lose his finger, if they said, sir, you're going to lose your finger, and he said, well, I really want it. I want to keep my finger. And they said, well, here are the 19 things you need to do. What if he only did 14 of them? What if he only did 12 of them, 10 of them, 3 of them? What if he skipped a day, 2 days, 3 days? And what if he had lost his finger then? He'd have nobody to blame but himself because he didn't do the work, but he did. And that's why he's got it. A lot of you are thinking and saying, look, I want this. I want this in my life. I want this. But then when it comes down to doing the actual work, when it comes down to doing the thing that you need to do to get the thing you want, you're not there. Worked out this morning. The gym was a little sparse because it's the day after Christmas. Who the hell wants to work out the day after Christmas? I know I don't, but I did anyway because the why, the thing that I want requires it. And I'm going to do what's required. Question is, will you? Will you do what's required, or will you make an excuse? Only you can answer that question. All I can do is encourage you. And hopefully I've done that today. Sweet. Hold on, I got to point up here. What we got a little sweet. Sweet. Look, guys, it's got to end at some point. Sweet Caroline. I don't know that that song. Sweet Caroline. Why do white people love the song Sweet Caroline? That's going to remain a mystery. That's going to be something that you can go look up and find out. I don't know the answer to that question, but I chose to read it because I made a commitment to say the words that I saw. And I saw it, so I said it. There's your alternate ending. Look, this was this was a lot of fun. Man, hitting all the buttons is tough because usually I'm over here. I'm sitting over there, but instead I'm here because, well, it's just me. It's just me. It's just me. Fake news. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Brad talking about you love Sweet Caroline. That's not necessarily true. Well, I gotta play that. I'm gonna look the song up. I mean, listen. I'm gonna look the song up when this ends, and maybe I don't know the song name, but maybe I do love it. And if I do, I'm gonna own that. And that's what that is. Look, this was an episode of Motivation on Demand. What happened was you said words. I took those words, put them into a message, gave it back to you with no prep. It's just a way to have fun. Just a way to communicate, motivate. We'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be here. Question is, will you be here? Yeah, that's the question. Will you be here tomorrow? I hope so. I'm gonna fade the music up and act busy, kinda. Brad, come on, man. Said look it up on your Spotify rap. You got the jokes, Brad. Just remember, I got jokes too. Oh yeah. And I'm always in that type of shape. Yeah. Too many, I'm going too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so peace out, y'all. You know it, we left there. Can't remember anything, but I know.